Welcome back for another exciting week of woodworking. Well, now this is part 2 of the actual hallway table, and sadly to say, thank God for my toddler for deleting some of the videos where I actually joined most of the other pieces together. But in part 1, you get to see the whole process of joining one bites together to make whatever thickness you like. So with that being said, part 2 is pretty much the completion of the table and the final look of it. So just follow on through. If you do have any questions, please comment in the comment section. Go ahead and feel free. I will reach out to you as best as I can. Also, again, most of the videos were deleted by some thrifty hands. So let's just go through it and see how you guys like it. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you feel like it. Got it? Thank you guys. Alright guys, now that everything is glued together, now we're gonna attempt to join the top of the table. I just had some minor things that needed to be fixed, like driving these brand nails a little deeper in. But other than that, the pieces came out really strong. They are holding, and now we're gonna use some pocket holes, or using this Craig tool that I got a while back ago. You've seen me use it before. Simple. You just set up your thickness of you just adjust your arms to the thickness of the wood that you're going to be screwing together. Kind of sounds funny, screwing wood together, huh? Anyway, you just set it, clamp it down, drill the hole where you want it to be, and just get the proper screw for it. I believe for this one, for 1.5, you have to get a 2-inch screw, if I am not mistaken. But if for some reason I am, I got the instructions to look at it to refresh my memory. Okay, so if you want to see more of how I did this, if you want to see more about the pocket holes, how I did them, go ahead and check out my other my last video on the treadmill platform. I used it quite a bit there, so check it out. So now everything has already been pocket holed already. For the most part, I had to clamp everything down and put some hold downs in order for the wood to actually stay flat on as flat as possible on the face portion of the table, which is going to be the top part. So the way I'm going to tackle this is starting from the ends, which would be ideally this one, and work my way down. I have clamping pressure going down from one end. On this I only have one clamp capable of doing that, so I'm gonna bring this one halfway in as far as I can, and then from there I'm gonna unclamp them from the table, rotate it, and do the same procedure. It pays off to have plenty of clamps, definitely some dog holes, and to have dog holes you need a thick enough workbench. So we're working with what we got, so this is what we got. See what miracles we can make happen today. No protrusion on the other side. That means we did a good job. And we just got to do it 19 more times. Everything's screwed. All 3 pieces. Now the moment of truth. We're going to check to make sure that nothing protruded from the top side. At the same time, we're going to check the strength of it. And the alignment that I made. I made a 1/2 inch mark from both ends, taking away 1 whole inch in total. That way it could be a exact 5 foot. So time for the real test. As you can see, nothing. It's pretty straight. Granted that the wood tends to flex on you while you're working on this. Now for the lines. Might be a little hard to see, but this line right here, straight. Maybe like 1 mil off this top board, maybe a mil off, but great. Now for the strength test. This ain't moving. This ain't flexing. I'll later discuss how we're gonna cover all these holes underneath. It won't be anything to worry about. I already had that planned out, but this piece is good to go. Now we're gonna move to the leg stretchers and the bottom support for this bad boy that are gonna be part of the leg stretchers as well. That one will definitely need some more cutting and some more pocket holes. I don't know if I have enough screws. Hopefully I do. Hopefully I do. I will need at least 2, 4. Anyway, I'll make the math later. But hopefully, if not, we're gonna have to improvise. Alright guys, the set of legs are already assembled with 2x8 out of plywood, and on the bottom we have the bottom stretchers, which in all actuality I made a big mistake where I cut the base stretcher with the bottom leg stretchers to be the exact same measurement, but due to the fact that the crossovers between the legs are exactly centered to the posts, that leaves about 3/4 of an inch on each side. So when it came down to actually putting everything together, the bottom stretchers were 7/8 longer. So I had to cut around that after I had already put pocket holes and everything, and that actually weakened the integrity of the pocket holes, and there was really nothing I could do after that. So what I had to resort to doing was actually putting in screws on this side, and also on the bottom stretcher that was a 4x4. So now what we're gonna do is wood fill the actual discrepancies and let it cure, get it sanded, and then we're gonna move on to the actual base, cutting the outside, the bottom trim of it, getting it to size, and actually start seeing where it is that it's gonna be laid out. Cool.
I wanted to plug all the holes that we made for the pocket holes. So I only had one of these pre-made dowel pocket hole dowels. So I had an idea. So if for 20 to 30 of these you make you have to pay about $5 to $6, and the only convenience is that it's already pre-made, and usually they're shorter than what you want them to be or that you really need them. Why not pay 98 cents to $1 for the exact same diameter as a pre-made one with these dowel rods made out of wood. They usually come about 4 feet high, and out of this one I probably would have, if I would have gone this route, I probably would have spent $5 to $6, maybe 8 for 2 packs. 98 cents. I'm spending maybe 15 to 20 seconds per plug, and I'm cutting them myself. And the way you do it, it's rather simple. It's gonna be a little hard to see, but I'm gonna use this end. Actually, we'll use this end. You have your solid end. You put a little bit of glue in the inner portion, and I like to rub some around the tip. Some glue. Close it up so it doesn't dry up. And then, at the angle that the hole is made, you start turning and turning and slowly pushing it in. That way it self-drives itself, and at the same time the glue is being spread all over. You keep pushing and you keep pushing, and then you'll come to a point where it's like real hard to turn, and you notice that it's not going to move anywhere, right? You're set. Now we got to cut this bad boy. This is where this little bad boy comes into play. A small flex pull saw, and you just go in between, and so that you don't end up marking your finished wood already. What I like to do is put it in and bend it. That way this end is slightly pushing away from the wood. I know I kind of exaggerated here, but it's just, you just begin it. Bam. Now to plug another hole, exact same thing, but this way it's going to be backwards. You want to go about 1 centimeter. You want to go about 1 centimeter away from the beginning of the grade and cut that off. It's a lot easier if you have a solid surface to work on, like here. Actually, cut it. You do the exact same thing. Put some glue. Rub around the tip. Close your glue. And drive it right in there. Now the only problem with this, once it's shorter, it gets more tension and it's harder to press in and rotate it. So with light tapping, right in there. Very light tapping. And by far I've used 12 in all. If we had these 4, it should be 16, and have another 4 in the back of this panel. That's a total of 20. For 98 cents, I saved myself $3. I know it's just $3, but hey, I'm working a little harder, but I'm saving smarter, so it's a good way to do it. Now I'll just plug these bad boys up, and we shall have telling you, it's cake. After everything's plugged up, I'm gonna sand it all off and we should be good. Alright guys, now the base is fully plugged up with all its pocket holes that needed to be plugged up, visible pocket holes. It's got plenty of wood filler to simulate the shadiness of poplar. And now we're gonna actually put on the base itself some 1/4 inch MDF on the bottom that will be used to thicken it just a tad bit more. And right after all that is installed, cut and installed, we're gonna actually start sanding everything, so we can start doing the final touches to it, and we should be good to go afterwards. Alright, see how this works out. So I placed both sheets of 2x4 1/4 inch MDF beneath the base. I've already lined up the end of where it needs to be cut lengthwise, and pretty much I'm using the common straightness of both the base and the actual MDF to guide me. And all I'm gonna do is, instead of having to do like so many different cuts, I'm only doing one cut that way and one cut this way, and pretty much we'll follow the relativeness of the wood itself, and we should be good. We have both our lines. We're going to be using our jigsaw, and should be good to go. So now the only thing we need to do, now that everything's cut to dimension, we're going to put some glue on the bottom before joining them together. I'm going to have some clamps on it. In the center, I will be putting small 1-inch screws, 1 inch, 1 inch and a quarter screws. Make 2 straight rows down the middle. On the ends, I'm gonna attempt to use a brad nailer, so I'm gonna see how it plays out. See if it works out. I'm hoping it does. Okay, see if it works. So I went the screw route. Not a good idea. Brad nails with clamping pressure and some weight on top of it, I think will do the trick. Everything is nice and cut now. The only thing we need to do now is sand everything, which should take me about an hour or two. Clean it up, put some stain, clear it, and we should be good. Everything's sanded. Everything's about to be drilled together with the 2x8. The bottom, well, not the bottom, the base portion of it is sanded to 500 gray. I'm gonna see if 2.5-inch screws will be enough to hold this down. Let's find out, right? So I ended up putting a face trim on the side, kind of like a skirt, so it can contrast with the posts. By far, it's coming out real great. Now I just gotta clean it up, moisturize it, stain it, and seal it. So let's see how it turns out. Here you guys have it. I used wood preconditioner, Barethane style. I used wood conditioner, pre-wood conditioner, Barethane brand, not sponsored. Same American Walnut stain, Barethane brand as well, also not sponsored. And lastly, all we're gonna do is give a one spray coat of shellac, and we let it cure for about an hour, and we should be good to go. All right. Here's the finished product. That's one coat of American Walnut stain with pre-wood conditioner applied before the stain, and also this is 3 coats of clear wood sealer. Again, none of the items and products used are sponsoring any of this. So this is the finished product. You have your frontal view, side view, and of course the side view is the same as the other side, and your top. Let me know in the comments below whether you like it or not, and again, subscribe and like our channel. Ready for the next one.